Buffet too. We're back once again to the most popular podcast. It's the Culture Decoded podcast with your boy, Prince, Brint to the Z. And as usual, I'm petting PJ Amofishida.
It's a one of which.
Away. Yeah, so today, like we always told you, now we're doing a lot of personality interviews. I'm actually happy to introduce the brother that's joining us today. He's a cultural connoisseur. If I didn't say that right, he's someone who's passionate about Bulawayo through building brands which are sustainable for the culture, for us, and trying to make sure that we move these brands and build them for a more globally centric approach and market. So allow me to introduce Sakhumuzi Allen Moyo to the podcast.
I'm happy to be here, my chins.
Yeah,
I'm promoting you to see.
You know what, man? We have a tendency of seeing things is how they are at the moment we are seeing them, instead of what they can become.
True.
And especially with people also at the same time.
Understandable.
No,
I'm happy to be here, gents.
Welcome.
Happy to be
here. So, Fish, I don't know if you want to set it off.
Aye. ngajombuze karesa bebeze ngichimela phambili kakhulu
kulento ofuna uyibuza
ikhona but esizakwenza karesa ukuthi maybe yena asitshele ukuthi ungubani,
just a brief intro.
Because like to be quite honest, I mean we did our homework.
Yes,
but ibizo lithi Sakhumuzi bengalazi.
Oh for real?
I number plate ayikhulunywa.
Yabona into ezinjalo, so ungubani nje?
Sakhumuzi Allen Moyo is the name. Mr. Javu.
Yes.
By profession, I'm doing Javu. And then I did real estate, surprisingly.
Oh.
I did real estate So yeah, that's what I've been doing for the most part. Javu, and yeah, most people know me as Umchito Kuluma Gubi on Twitter. But no, I'm Kulumi Gubi.
Yeah,
so I think that's me for the most part.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, I think Kuluma Gubi was subjective.
I was in Chinese.
I ukuthi ini kumbe injani ayi. But check, you have a big following on Twitter.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned ukuthi uyenze real estate you do Javu. But before we get into that now, what got you so many followers on Twitter, bro?
But I honestly think I've always been someone who talks to people a lot. I engage with people a lot. I love meeting new people, and I'm someone who's sociable. So with timeline and care to if I think a cool person, we can converse and get to know each other like that. So I think with time I've grown to know a lot of people from that specific platform, and I want to went from being strangers to friends. Some I'm even calling family. That's inclusive of abantu abanje or Garnet. Garnet is now a brother to me, but umuntu esahlangana ku Twitter nje siwumana. So I think with time people just gravitate towards that sort of energy, and then unfortunately it becomes my likes, and fortunately actually. So yeah, that's what it is for me, I think.
All right, so it's more of like an engagement type thing. You just have to know, like if I just engage with people,
yes,
and it just throws into who you are as a person. If you're someone who just likes ukhuluma labantu.
Yeah, I think that's me for the most part. Really, if we meet, we just converse and we get to know each other like that. So that goes on to social media and other aspects of life. Business as well.
Right. So, like, how do you find the balance right now? Since real estate is something that you learn to scale, but you are building a brand like Javu. How do you find that balance? Like, do I pursue what I learn to scale, which is usually the safer route,
Okay.
You know how it is. Yeah, because
Of course,
dog,
safer.
mfana, people don't know.
support yabadala, so
Kule
it's
support
always
yabadala.
nice.
It's more easier ukuthi ungathi angicela imali engaka ngifuna ukuya develop ikosi yami real estate or add on to that than ukuthi sometimes usually when you are saying I want to release this clothing line or invest in a shop or open a shop, like how do you find the balance between both?
For me, in real estate, it's something that I did because of abadala, of course. Senqedile varsity, you can't tell them I want to start a clothing brand. It goes against the norm.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so yeah, they said, okay, I'm best see what you can do, and then take it from there. So umasalo say nast. So it came easy for me really. My major problem was choosing what to do. And things like real estate in Dehlali Corner, and we've seen people become billionaires off real estate. I change, if anything, it appreciates in value. So I just said, okay, let me just try out real estate as a safe bet in case into the deja vu, you know, I'll pull me or anything like that. But right now I'm not practicing anything in line with the real estate. I know a bit about it, and it's in things as when I know what my main passion is now, you know, moving like that, because I was saving for 1 year. The real estate. I think that's the one thing that made me want to push try any deja vu even harder. But I think I'm thankful for experiencing Abalai with real estate and Sevenzela someone else. That's the one thing that pushed me with, okay, Ispanas Kosa. It wasn't for me. The worst experience is working for someone. That's when I saw if I'm to do real estate, I'll do it under my terms, not under anyone else's, you know, anyone else's terms.
Right.
So I will balance, because right now it's just deja vu.
Okay,
but later that's when I'll start to try to even it out.
There was a music video, I think Yashitong, I think Kore or something.
Okay.
And then you commented Lapana Wachi. I just saw Ikaslam.
Oh yes.
And
yes.
You leave Ikaslam. Okulelanga.
Mkaza.
That's right. Seligwas.
No, cheeseboy gas.
So
no, it's alright.
Go ahead.
18 years I'm Kanwin. I think I stayed for 18 years at Kasi before I moved to my suburb scene. Transition yakona.
For me, dog, like I started knowing Mojito, dog, like I'm a cocktail.
You see,
I think 2 years back. For me, I was sitting utwala dog. I was a beer. And now I'm starting to get into spaces with I say, "When I'm a cocktail, I'm a mojito." Which one is this one? Even the same way, I'm a chitin. I'm a just when nothing mojito. To some people, because they are used to it, but I'm like, dog.
I'll tell you if an experiencing about with one of my connections. So. Ezinye izinto vele we always told ourselves which is reserved for so siyaxoxa nje siyaringa laphana, and then the guy is like nje microwave yangikhayifile yabona lena le microwave
like the thing
yamangala ithi ngoba nabanye la microwave ukuthi khulume manje dathi na so things like that, man. But I think I'm grateful ukuthi I got to experience both sides of life ikasi and masababsini ngalesi town, so I'm a bit exposed and you become adaptable, I think.
Exactly.
So I think that's it for life yami ikasi. Ngicina ngikhuluma kakhulu amajidi ngantshela
that leads to my next question, because ngifuna ukubuza ukuthi from ikasi, since you know we've mentioned ukuthi 18 years ikasi, and to what you've accomplished from ikasi, because to be quite frank, asikho exposed to izinto eziningi or to dream bigger about our lives, because it's khulele kasi. But when you're big Bulawayo, bro, Deja vu is growing.
Yeah, it's growing. I talk like there are a number of people that I see wearing.
You
what,
started-
deja vu, like
I know people are really showing love.
You started early stage, right? You're doing well. And we tell you the way you conversate with people.
yes.
That's a skill, bro. No one can.
Yeah,
do.
no
not
one
only,
can
not
do that.
everyone can
No one
talk
can
to
do
you.
that. Yeah, that's true. Though.
True.
But when you can, you connect with them, and I think that's a gift from for abantu bekas.
Yeah, true.
People from
True.
Ekasi can conversate, bro.
Yeah,
True.
we're like that.
They know how to
That's
connect.
a
Community
It's a
sense
ring.
of community is very
And
strong.
It's too much.
It's very strong.
Too much.
But when you're from Ekasi, 18 years, and then you dreamt of all this that you are, and you are it now. How did that come about?
Exposure. I won't even lie. Ngamplume ekasi, but I learned at Isicilesi Semasababsini. Primary school I was at Greenfield, and then secondary I say Pass, and then foundation college. So yeah, you get to meet people from different environments and how they live, and you aspire to be that type of person or have that type of life for a family and all that. So
Hi, siyaxolisa.
Yeah.
Indaba zama technical difficulties. Lapana, but
Yeah.
yes, we're back. Besikhuluma ukuthi yena from Ekasi, dreaming this big and becoming what he is right now,
Yeah.
and what he dreamed of. Kuhambe njani, and then how did he go about it?
Yeah.
Ebesa explain apana Ellen.
oh yeah, exposure. I was still
Yeah.
saying with growing up Ekasi and learning Guma low density suburbs, you get exposed to different types of people and lifestyles. So you learn a lot from abantu abahlala on the other side of town, and you aspire to have what they have. So you get to understand what for you to get that plan. There is no shortcut to getting that. So yeah, into ezincane nje ezebe zikuchaza from abantu abahlala emasabhabsini abufisa ukuzenza. Like in high school, there was this cat eyayibuya lama sandwich abe labo bacon nabo buyele sledobi. Exactly. So it disparity it sometimes pushes you to want better for yourself and future generations that come after you. So I think for me now that was the major inspiration behind wanting to go do better for myself. Yeah.
I exposure iqathekile
Dog.
emuntwini.
Dog.
Because jiyazi yakhutha izinto ezincane.
True.
Because we are not exposed to them.
Because you're not exposed to them.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's facts. But don't rap for exposure.
No.
Akusebenzi njalo.
Lapana negotiate.
So ilokuzini then I understand sizabuya ku real estate. Let's tap into Deja Vu for a second.
All right.
Deja Vu. We all know Deja Vu ngwini. Ngiqalisa ukubona Deja Vu. Ngicabanga it's a movie man. Ngicabanga image movie. Awe movie leyo Deja Vu la. Kare image le ifika nje ngobulawa is the movie that big. Yabona? But then ngathi ngufollow umuntu wakhona ngukhayilisisa wena Allen Moyo Deja Vu blah blah. Nah, this guy is moving.
This movie, yeah.
So Jay, waqalisa nini ukucabanga ngeDeja Vu, and how did you come up with the name and all that, and
Yeah.
how big it is right now?
2018, man. It was actually way before in high school.
Yeah.
It wasn't Deja Vu at that time. That time I was big on pushing cars, so it was Gase Regalia. Then I noticed it's cool to represent the Gase like that. But
Uyenza ngamabizo.
But then I noticed I'm only limiting myself to Ikasi when
yeah.
there's a bigger world beyond Ikasi.
Yeah.
So that's how Deja Vu came about. I actually tweeted about the name Izolo. Why did I choose Deja Vu? For me, Deja Vu represents a manifestation of everything in life and with the brand itself. So when it comes to life, to me it feels like it's something that's happened before in life because pictured it kudala really. So that's deja vu.
dope.
You see,
dope.
so
That's
yeah,
dope.
that's where the name came about for me.
Yeah.
And then people relate to it differently. It can mean something else for you. I had a conversation with Indigo Saint recently, one sent a voice note, and he was just explaining what's deja vu to him. And for him, it represented a hustle, hard work, and getting it by any means. That's what he feels when he's wearing my shirt. So it means different things for different people. But yeah, I'll say 2018 up to now. I took a break because of Iscila and all that. So yeah, got back to it around 2020. Actually, Penduga because of a conversation I had with someone. Just someone was like, I know you used to push this quite heavy. How far? So relaxed these days. What? And I'm like, okay, let me just give it a try one more time. And then yeah, it's been working out, man. It's been working out.
That's
I
dope.
mean,
Like,
people love deja vu.
Yeah,
people love it. Like,
no,
it's a sense of community. I was
True.
talking to someone.
True.
City, if you have the content and then you have the community, I have this thing: content plus community equals to commerce. That's
True.
how I look at it.
Yeah, that's
If
nice.
you have the content, the content
That's
can
nice.
be the t-shirt, can be the music, it can be anything, you know.
That's
and
right.
then once you start to build a community around that, the commerce comes to be. You can't get to the commerce without the other.
A community and
You can't.
It
you
doesn't
can't.
work.
So it's the thing that I've realized with Deja Vu is like people who wait feel like most of them, they feel like they know you, like they're part of your family, they're part of your community, you know. And that's the thing with building a brand itself. Like people need to be connected to it so that
True.
they can actually make a sacrifice. Like I say, people should create connections rather than create a brand, maybe, if I can put it like that. Because people can sacrifice for a connection.
Yeah, true.
But a brand, sometimes people are connected to the other brands. I was going to name brands. I was like, no, we're not giving them free advertising.
Our battle this
Yeah, you see.
Away.
But the thing is that they sacrifice for those. But now we need to get to a point whereby people sacrifice for our brands, to homegrown brands. Like
That's true, man.
Yeah.
That's true. And I think for me, it was a mindset game before anything else. I didn't get into the game with the mindset your people are not supportive.
Oh yeah.
Because if anything, it closes out opportunities for you to actually think on how to get your thing out there to abantu
they don't support you.
you see, so you carry that energy with you, and uyahluleka nokumarketa because uhlwa people don't support, but there's actually ways of getting your stuff out there. So yeah, I think it's a mindset game to start with. So yeah,
so tapping into support yabantu and because it's not an easy thing, bro, to start izinto ngobulawa.
yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
It's very hard because reaction yethu as Bulawayo is slow.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Most
Slow.
things,
That's true.
Because I know for a fact if you were somewhere else, not that you'd be like kuma levels abo Gucci, but you would have been far
That's true.
than where you are right now.
That's big facts.
So how is that affecting you and your business? Trying to grow it from scratch ugobulawayo.
Hey, I think for me now the bigger vision for what I'm doing is to inspire the next Allen to know what is achievable. So before making money or anything like that, my major aim is to inspire someone to know what is impossible to achieve. It's actually impossible. There are ways you can do it, and for the most part it's just relating to each other, man. Relating to each other, like you said, community. And beyond that, producing there's equality, man.
Yeah.
So with equality comes with a lot of introspection and strong character. If, for example, you are releasing a song, you need to be strong enough to take the opinion of it's hard.
It's hard, but you have to.
But
You
it's
have to, yeah.
necessary. So me with clothing, I get people who are like,
Yeah.
look at it, man. Things like that. So kunzima really, and it's possible though. It's possible. It's just strong character, and yeah, I think that's it.
But I mean, I have a thing that I've realized. Sometimes I just feel like people are too quick to talk about quality because it's something that they know that they can attack. Like, you are too close for them to attack.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Or, you know, like, I've seen people buy things from fake luxury brands.
A lot of
Fake,
times.
But they can't buy an original Javu and say quality, but you rather buy a fake luxury brand which is poor quality.
True.
But you don't have the nerve to actually say, skip a see. You see that type of thing, but you are so easy. I feel like Amandu Bagiti is so easy. I'm not saying black black people. It's so easy for us to be inclined to say the first negative thing. And the fact that, hey, Chegi, but next time maybe now quality
differently.
Why is it that the first inclination that we have all the time talk is the negative? I don't know why, sir.
I've also noticed that. I've also noticed it's the same with every industry, if anything. Recently with Twitter there was that thing, man, where everyone was just bashing with Chomlo loaded fries. Like there's different ways of doing it as in Jalo without necessarily killing someone's business.
That's the thing. I tweeted this other time, if I go to KFC, right?
Yeah.
And I say, the food was bad.
Yeah.
The damn.
We're not mentioning names.
Damage.
Oh, fuck you.
I know it's an example.
Political correctness.
You know? If I go to such a big brand and say, wasn't nice to me, or but then if I go to a local restaurant or a local brand, that's still imagine, and I go to Twitter and like, the food was bad. The damage that I do is more intense to that growing brand because someone might not actually know that local brand and they experience it firstly through my tweets, which is saying, no, this food is bad, it's trash or something. So my thing was that sometimes as people, I'm here to learn. I'm learning it every day because I know I used to be that guy, especially on Twitter. I'll be like, but right now sometimes I'm like, I'm actually doing more damage by being this critical on a public platform, you know?
No way.
I think we should develop a culture of hugging each other more in public.
True.
And then it's katane in private.
Makes sense. But I'm glad for when it was more of introspection. Nabankuza. And I needed that. I actually had a few people who I look up to came to me and they're like, Jake, we see you. Attraction but there's different ways of, criticizing izinto ongazithandiyo and all that. And in future you'll bash this company and then uzafuna something from them. So just try and be nice. So these days saying shab, I think. These days ngiyasama. But
i-brand yakho nxa wena ukhuluma ithi is built, i-foundation yakhona is community and interaction, the communication.
Yes.
That's what Javu is.
Yes.
And so, Jay, to come up with that name, dog, and having that as your foundation.
But I think coming up with the name is the easiest part. Getting it out there. I'm a sports. I'm a sports. We're possible, but I'm a sports. For an economy like Blawayo, you need to know a lot of people and you need to converse with a lot of people. Natural, I'm an introvert. I identify as an introvert. But you can't be an introvert when you want to push a product unless someone else is pushing it for me. So coming up with the name, it was easy for me. I knew what I wanted out of it and I knew what I wanted it to represent. But how to get it to Prince, Umuzi, you go by my sports school. So I really had to talk to a lot of people, and it's unfortunate, Guti, when I started out, I actually had peers who were already in the industry. And there's too much gatekeeping, man. There's people who tell you, Guti, unless you target market Harare. And I had people in the fashion industry. I always tell people of the story. There's this cat a close friend of mine, designer. He told me, "I know, Jack, I'm a lembu villa. What told you locally? You need to export from, South Africa."
Yeah.
Then I discouraged. We have to do it.
Yeah.
Real estate and then this other time I met this other stranger and then send there's a joint in Blawayo, that's where you get all your stuff. I go see the joint and guess who I find there? There's too much of that. The people feel like if you bring someone yes, but that's not always the case, man. That's how it goes.
No, I think what they did to us. Like that's why I was saying this city. I don't know. I would just say this city because we're from the city. But it's a lot of trauma, man. Like they made us believe that there is only a few slots for us.
True.
Whether it's a national event, whether it's it's a business space, whether it's even in the political space, you see abantu from this region.
True.
I'm not tribal lines or whatever, but people from this region, you can only be a certain 1 or 2 sports, like it's a quota system with
yes.
So when that happens is that for that guy, whatever space he thought that when he brings you along, he gets taken off the space.
No, it doesn't work like that.
So that's why we need to. Now my thing is that we just need to keep building and doing more of these things, like building our own brands, because when we do that, Javu is gonna open up maybe 4 or 5 slots for other kids who wanna design and do that.
Fact.
You see, this other brand, so that now we are not fighting for only 2 or 4 slots.
That's true.
We create so many slots for so many things that we can do and be.
That's true. And I think another thing is people think of Izindolezi as competition.
Yes.
And I honestly believe Blawayo were too small to think of each other as
competition. Yeah, we're too small, dog.
Word. On our way here, bangaka abantu were wearing Nike or Adidas,
dog,
or Supreme or anything else that's not Javu. So if the majority of the people are wearing Nike and Adidas, where am I to say my competition is this clothing brand or that clothing brand? We're competing with those guys who are
facts.
Competition
ayikho lapha sikhatshana.
It's the same thing. I'm glad that you bring that up. Like even Mina, if I can relate it to Mina, what I'm doing, dog. Like,
yeah.
Nanjela my machita, like Mina sengimdala, angomdala ngizosidala.
Yes.
But I'm more mature. I'm stepping into hip hop, like I'm being like in music. I'm getting into it full time at an age where I'm mature. I know things. So I talk to you about boys sometimes. Let me tell you something. Your competition is not the guy who is in a cipher with you.
No.
Your competition is Kendrick Lamar.
Yes.
It's Drake.
Yes.
After that, your competition is Netflix, because you're competing for the free time you're consumer right now. The competition is TikTok. Competition is social media, because when someone would dedicate maybe 4 hours of entertainment to just music, now they can be on TikTok. Now they can be on this.
A lot of things.
So those things are very important, bro. Like we are not yet fully aware. Most of us.
No.
We are not fully aware of those things, bro.
There's not much education going around.
Yeah.
I think that's my take. We need workshops. That are targeted for everyone. Yes, not to a specific market only. We need workshops that are for everyone, where we get to learn into this, because abanye sigcina sifunda through experience. Okay, there's power in collaboration, there's power in branding, there's power in doing this and that. But if there are proper channels that teach us into lazy, that's why I always believe the curriculum it really needs to change, man.
It does.
Kulinto eziningi esingazifunda at grassroots level sigcina sizifunda sasingabantu abadala, and ugcine exploit opportunities, because sometimes you're too old to be doing ezinye izinto. But ngabe wakufunda usesemncane, you'd know ukuthi
exactly.
You see, ngabe sikhatshana right now.
Exactly.
But we live and learn, man. We live and learn.
But so you spoke of e-branding. That's like the biggest thing, because we are brands, we are moving brands.
True.
We are.
True.
We really
Sihamba siyimali. uyimali mlaleli.
Yeah.
Chengi umuntu ohamba uyimali.
Exactly, umuntu ohamba uyimali.
That's fact.
True.
It's just
That's
how
fact.
you present yourself to the community ukuthi bakubonye.
Yeah.
Nxa sikhuluma ukubonga sithi bakuphi imali. To be specific.
True.
Singacacisa amabala.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's it's unfortunate, man. Ukuthi AAT market it judges people at face value.
Yeah, it does.
So before I listen to your craft or before I buy you what you're doing in Kanyela way and as a brand, are you presentable enough to be selling what you're selling at a price that you're charging? As an artist, uzabuya ngimuqoke njani. That's how market here to looks at things. So I see ukuthi are you a great lyricist or whatever. Ayilokho sikubona after lokho sikukhanyele nje. Uprince ngumuntu onjani, Allen ngumuntu onjani. So umuntu wamfundisa this thing, unfortunately wayengikhuzela amapatapata etown. Uyabona for mina yabe relaxile nje ngisiqokela amapatapata etown. But for someone else who thinks of me as a big brand, uzaqalisa ukuthi hayi kanti ichomley as big as he is, kanti why iqoka amapatapata etown? You're selling apparel streetwear, but you're not looking the part yourself. So that's also part of branding. For me, it's relaxele still. I'm in town chilling, ngihlala town. It's relaxele, but for a prospective client who is buza ukuthi hayi chomley funkuvuka ngathi le. Shona siyibona iqoka amapatapata but isitshela nge-streetwear culture and you know. So it's things like that. Umele sizinanzelele nje. It's unfortunate ukuthi it's like that, but that's how it is, man.
Yeah, that's how it is.
You can't avoid it. Yeah, you can't avoid it.
I was coming to that.
Yeah.
Because phela le shiny drip
engama
ngokuqonda
what the Khutman
Khutman la ngempela nje akudlalwa
asiyancinyisa
ayeqoka nje
thanks man
but manje nomfuba kwazi JT because your designs bro are not nje
it's not just
kule design eqeda kuphuma which I'm crazy about it. Kulale kuphela eshango Javu kuphela like
ama collection
simple items.
Yes. Collection up on the
kulale yana futhi ele picture yabo
hey that one was nice bro
away
who designs these things for you? Do you come up with your designs?
Yes, I do all that. So my thing is I like it as conceptual and meaningful to me and to whoever I want to buy into my vision. So our main thing with Javu are quite big on black empowerment and celebrating black history. That's why Nanzeloti, some designs are highly driven behind greats that came before us and the likes people that are relative to Iblawayo and Zimbabwe and black people in general. Then kube lamanyo obonayo ukuthi hayi man lapha sokuhamba njani. So yeah, that's the idea behind the Javu. Like the last collection we dropped is driven behind this other story that I read about some kids that were burnt in the USA, black kids as a Chiswayo, and bavalelwa container and they were burnt in jail just for being black.
Hey.
But the excuse that we're given is it's petty crimes that they did or they raped, and so it's done without any conviction. So I always feel like as black people, it's our duty to tell our stories and celebrate what we are now and what we want to be. So that explains my designs it for the most part. And then amanya it's just umbulu with streetwear. It's just umbulu with streetwear. So yeah, that's the basic idea behind most of our designs.
Bro. That's too powerful.
We're trying, man. We're trying.
Powerful.
No one else can tell our stories.
Yeah, I've realized the importance of that. That's why usually, like for me, that's why I'm usually vocal on Twitter sometimes.
Yeah, true.
Because I'm like, you might hear my music, but sometimes there is some extra layers that you might actually not pick up.
It goes beyond the music.
I just need you to know what sometimes they touch on some subjects because you need to know. Because if I don't do that, sometimes the media will be a time where I'm that big and the media will start saying things, but you'll be like, no, but let me say
move and check
this is what this guy stands for, like whether it's good or bad, but you know, like It's important to tell our stories, dog. Like,
Not in
really...
capital letters, though, man. Hey.
What, people don't like that shit. Let's get them.
Functioning petition. But no, it gets people's attention.
That for me is strategic.
Yeah.
For me it was strategic. Like I know
Definitely does.
everyone is tweeting small caps. And I took that thing from Muskup Makatini the way.
Okay, I was blind.
I was like, no, if I tweet in caps, you will stop and read it the way.
True.
So yeah,
it's
a but you read like.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. So so yeah.
We have lots of shops.
Okay.
Including Okwetam.
Yeah.
And I was with Prince the other day, Okwetam. He said, Mfana, Izara le.
Yeah.
I was not supposed to say that. You're going to cut that part. But it's big brand.
Yeah.
And you go to town right now. You go into your shop. You find all these American brands, Asian brands, South American brands, whatever brands, and they are making money. Whether they are selling fake or selling original,
they're making money.
They're making money. And but what I don't see is the local shops. And my local brands.
Yeah.
Facts.
Should we expect that from Deja Vu?
Anytime
soon? Of course, in future. Hopefully this year. My plans are this year we should open a shop, but it won't be what people expect. We're swaying away from the typical or the norm. You're watching over the shop who maybe say, that specific building is here so I'm really trying to give Abantu Beblawe an experience that they've never had and take it up a notch. Plus with our shops at Beblawe, there's too many regulations, man. With opening our shops, a lot of things are not happening in our favor. And it's quite unfortunate. So we always speak of youth empowerment and all that, but the people in positions to actually change these things are not doing it. So for you to open a shop, there's a lot of a protocol that's followed. There's a lot of administration. By the time you see, that's why a lot of cats are not even registered. If you notice, a lot of cats who are doing all this are not registered because a process is
registered.
It's
very hard.
It's
hard. We've been trying to register Izinto for the past 7 years. Lakatiasi is still not making sense.
It's tense. The system is not in our favor, to be honest.
It's not built for us, though.
And we're forcing things. Puma, but you're forcing.
And this is
exactly.
But we can't kalala now.
Because we've already started, though.
Ideally, it should be as easy as Prince going to the bank, apply for a loan. Do what you want with your money, whether you want to open a shop, stock up, register. It should be that easy for us. But spin 2, 3, 4.
You see,
it should not be that hard.
And then at the same time, they are complaining about quality.
And you are complaining about
life is happening. Also, another thing that we fail to life is happening, bro. You can actually we are going to meet his boy. And so far. So many things can happen, bro. Like some things can happen in your family because we have realized, bro. Like even especially the things that we are doing. These are creative hustles. Like there is the importance that your mind is always healthy. It's always functional. Ufana lo mchida mepo sevenze construction site. Umzimba wakho kumele uhlale uqinile because that's how he earns his money, that's how he eats. 14 the things that we are doing, they rely on our minds.
True.
you figuring out a concept design. Okay, how you are gonna market it. They rely on your mind. So if your mind is not healthy, mental health, if your mind is not only functional well, that affects the business.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work, So the people who are in positions of power, they don't realize that.
Yeah, true.
They're making processes of which you register TTS. They're affecting this mind. This mind is the one that's creating the designs.
Check, I was surprised when I wanted to register something.
Yeah.
And they're like, the moment you register, in Yonkinta Kipuma, which is obviously going to be after 5 years.
Yeah.
And Kobulawa. In other cities, in Harare is fast, bro. You can register, it takes us out, you're functioning. But now it's 10 years in and you register company. Even the company inject money.
Yeah.
Ingakangenisi imali kumele ubhadale tax wena.
You see now.
Why man?
Ubhadala ani tax company ngezimali.
Angaqalisa ku-operator.
Dog, I feel like kumele kube le threshold ye tax, dog.
Yes.
We would say, okay, if you are making this much, we tax you.
True.
And also during now, maybe the first 3 years, tax free.
Tax free, man.
Because
Tax free.
It's killing.
We are trying
I'm a
to create
businesses,
jobs.
I'm a use, bro.
Yeah.
Not in this economy. So these are the things I say some was address online, but then it's unfortunate when people take it as us, being loud mouths. But
these are the things
in reality,
that's the reality.
In reality,
and these are the outlets. The thing is, I'm doing a lot of things.
So let me tell you a story.
Yeah.
Soro Kata Prince.
Let
me tell you a story. Jemneka kusema top.
Yeah.
And ngochela ngokuthi ematopo I see lots of opportunities, bro.
Yeah.
That will benefit. We can even stretch. City can stretch wider, bro.
Yes.
True. Matopo can be a town.
True.
That's exactly.
And it needs to be.
It needs to be because Chegi Matopo is such a beautiful place.
There's too much comments there.
There's a lot of things.
There's a lot of comments.
Matopo Hameka Lingilanga. I'm just like looking around. I'm seeing there's so much space.
Yeah.
Like bro, into the ear Puma 1 2 3 can Puma 1 2 3 can Puma. So I was like talking to Munyu umtala upon ekhala panela. 1 2 3 how far. Tama funya zintenje and we are one Usopo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like okay how which is good.
Yeah.
Usopo needs to know about
intenje
endaweni yakenza ngala. And but just it nasithi uzobhunga semfungihamba phela mina hayi uzobhukunga wathi akaresa umtholi but anyways vele ungakhuluma la yena kalapha. Now what do you mean?
Yeah,
you see now.
Mele kuye kunduna.
What do you mean? Akona le duna mele emapholiseni amapholisa angena ngapi?
You see now Glen development.
And then I was like okay, fair and fine, maybe angena Zimbabwe amapholisa always involved. And like cool. Yabunga kathi wena emapholiseni. Amapholisa mele kumapholisa because amapholisa lana like akontunja.
Okay.
And then bakhona abaphezulu kwabo abasematobo as a
so
district mele be compare.
Okay.
Benga compare amapholisa lana mele abe kobulawayo. Amapholisa kobulawayo mele emapholisa awe Harare. And then eHarare sebehambisa ama people office. Uyavula nini shop?
You see now.
Uyavula nini dog?
You see now.
My process are too long.
It's not in our favor.
Yaphela umsopo nje like yaphela lo moya.
Yaphela lo moya.
Suzukhohla ukuthi uqaliseleni.
Yabo? Because it doesn't make sense. Javu wants to open a shop. Uthe wena this year.
Yeah.
Anduzabona.
You want to register yonke into.
Konke kube smooth.
Usho kuzothi jenze. Hayi shop lasuke kwashuka yabona.
You see?
Ishop sicini ivula after 5 years, bro. Into enkonsenzakala ngeday.
And another thing, there's a spot I was eyeing, good building it when Lene popular Liana.
Yeah.
It's downstairs. I think it was 4 years back.
Yeah.
I went to ask, guys, I saw the spot there downstairs. How far is it available for rentals? I know it's not. We're actually planning on opening something. It's been 4 years now.
It's not yet open.
It's not yet open. Look
Yes,
you see now.
You see now.
Yes,
so
into ezinjalo. And it's quite sad because these are buildings that were passed down to us by Amakio. We didn't build anything.
Yeah, we didn't.
So what is it really doesn't make sense for me. We should be actually empowering each other. You guys want to start something? It's cool. We are and then we employ more people and economy grows. Because there is so much demand that
easy. You see,
but you can't do that because people in positions of power are not giving us that allowance.
Power, please.
The thing is,
you see now,
we can't move.
You see,
like that's the honest truth. It might end up so we are going with my lines that we are not supposed to touch, but that's the honest truth. Our offices to the decision makers, they don't understand the world as is right now.
True, and it's evolving.
It's a way fast. Even for me, dog, like there's things that I thought I understood 2 years back. I'm like, oh, damn.
Things are now different.
It's just changed.
Things are now different.
It's changed. So imagine when you are maybe you are in your 20s, dog. You're going to your office in Mundo Lama 65. There is a huge disconnect. Yeah.
Come to think of it.
Che,
that's what happens.
That's when you book something somewhere. That's what happens. 70 something.
That's what happens.
He
doesn't understand.
How is that person in power?
Still in that office.
You see?
So Lama 2000.
Yes.
And for real.
New ideas, man.
Because there is no retirement plan as solid. So he still feels like he needs to be in the exec in that job.
But in as much as we're saying all this, I feel like it's also right to give credit to people actually trying to make a difference for Tina. I'll give an example. Oskonja.
For me,
if you go to Skonja with an idea, I want to do this.
Yeah.
No. What do you need?
Exactly.
He makes things happen. So we need more of such people.
Yeah.
Such people. So yeah, we'll get there hopefully.
I will get there.
Tina will become those people for the generations.
I just hope we will become those people, because sometimes when we are struggling, you know what the struggle does with you? It creates a bitterness.
Yeah, true. True. I'm not parang ngase nemali things zachinja. Zachinja. Qala ukuthi ithiwa nginceda abantu ayazidlalela. But honestly, I think it's easy for people to be advocates for ezinye izinto nxa ungakabi in positions of power, but people change. Hopefully, Sulemali Prince.
Yeah.
Imali yachinja.
Ungasakwazi abantu.
Empower phakathi kwebenzi.
Empower.
You see now, so I hope we'll try and do things differently.
Yeah.
Salijela bafethu.
So we just don't bring people.
Asibizi nobambani nje.
We yeah.
Asibizi nobamba.
Umuntu beseyalwa so selimfaka iplatform. Mele bezwisise.
But balaleli lizwile ukuthi Javu ivela ngaphi, iya ngaphi, what you expect from it, what it means to you, what it means to him. And from lina abantu abalaleleyo, it's not asikuthi kumele uyekele isikolo to do what you want.
Yeah.
Because asifuna ukuyachanga abadala sotwa ikhacha decoded ithe lekele isikolo to pursue your dreams. No. Uyenzile isikolo. Waspasa wenza kuhle, karese push it Javu. I mean, you can balance things in your life.
Yeah, true.
Kuphume konke ka1, especially skela. I mean, yambi ekopo pass. Niyadlalela. Yeah, but yabona siya move. But Allen, thank you so much for joining us, bro.
No, thanks a lot.
It really means a lot
for having me. Thanks a lot for having me. It was a pleasure talking to you guys. Hopefully we get a lot more of these. Indie kwanti ingoma zakhe siyamboa. You see, I don't like his music at all. It's yes, he's a cool guy, civilly, but his music, there's a lot to be done there.
Only one Ozwenda
Yeah.
Music ayindikho.
You see, I know.
Sesimsupporta ngoba ngakobula ka resizatini.
No, but there's a lot to be done, especially with a lot of artists, even with abantu abaphekayo Garnet. Ukudla kwabo siyadla but awusichaza.
Sesidlela nje ukuthi kanti kuzathwani. Yawusulambi karungalambu lamakhethi. You see, ungalambu yadla.
Uyadla khona
khona. Resizatini.
You see.
But siyabonga abalaleli, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for ukubukela kuze ke phela nokulalela. And again we apologize for ama visuals.
Yeah, now we're working on that. We're working
Siyaxolisa kakhulu but
ngoba kubuye mina belikwazi.
Aleni uyalezi izinto yakho kodwa
yeah.
Asipheli moya.
I know we'll make sure that
ukuthi next time everything. Uyabuya Allen. Yawazi lifunga umbone uzabuya next time ngizambona kuhle.
Definitely.
In 4K HD watch in the clear.
Definitely.
By the way nxalinga ugqoke kuhle.
Ababoni.
Uqola amanglazi.
Phela amajita skezi onesante but nampo ugeza sibonke
kuya. Yeah, we're signing out. Do you have any last words before you just like
it's just a message to whoever's pushing out there. I know at times you are pushing to feeling and will make it sense or whatever, but I want you to know consistency pays my chance. Just be consistent with whatever you're doing and people will catch on. People will catch on. So yeah, that's my remark to abantu, whoever's going to listen. Hopefully for some Thank you, my chance.